Sarah hadn't heard from him in 91 days. No calls, no texts, no accidental wrong number messages at 2 a.m. She had started sleeping again. Then, on a random Tuesday, her phone lit up with 3 words. I miss you. Nothing had changed, except this has a specific name. It is called hoovering. The return of a manipulative person exactly when you have stopped needing them. Today, you will learn the real mechanism behind hoovering, why it happens on a precise psychological trigger, not a whim, and the exact signs that tell you a comeback is strategy. Part 1. The access trigger. Hoovering rarely happens because someone had an insight. It happens because someone lost access. The silence you have built, the no contact, isn't just peace to you. To them, it's a closed door, and closed doors get tested. This is why the timing feels so uncanny. The message doesn't arrive when you are struggling. It arrives when you have stabilized, when your voice sounds different, when you have stopped checking their social media. That calm is the signal. It reads to them as the last chance before the door locks. Part 2. The phases of the comeback. Hoovering doesn't always look the same. Sometimes it's the apology, polished, specific, designed to sound like growth. Sometimes it's the crisis, a sudden emergency that only you can help with. Sometimes it's nostalgia, a memory sent with no context, just enough to reopen the door. And sometimes it's fake closure. I just need to talk one last time. Different masks, same function. Each one is built to bypass your defenses by looking like something other than what it is. Sarah's message wasn't an apology or crisis. It was nostalgia dressed as a vulnerability. 3 words, no context, time to land right as her guard came down. That's not coincidence, that's a design, even if it isn't fully conscious on his part. Here is something to remember before we go further. If this pattern is sounding familiar, it helps to actually see it laid out for future reference. Hit like and subscribe so this one's easy to find again when you need it. Part 3. Why the return works. There is a real psychology behind why this tactic is so effective, even on people who know better. Behavioral science calls this extinction burst, when a response that used to work suddenly stops getting a reaction. The behavior doesn't fade quietly. It spikes. Louder, more urgent, more convincing. Right before it gives up. Hoovering is often that spike. It also exploits something called intermittent reinforcement, the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. Unpredictable reward is more powerful than consistent reward. If affection showed up randomly throughout the relationship, your nervous system learned to stay alert for it. That's the trauma bond talking, not weakness. And loneliness is the reopening point, not because you are fragile, because curiosity and hope are normal human responses to an unfinished story. Hoovering exploits the story being unfinished. Part 4. The defense. You don't need to predict every hoovering attempt. You need rules that don't depend on your mood in the moment. Decide in advance what you will do if contact comes. Before the message arrives, not after. Remove the response window. You don't owe anyone an answer inside 24 hours, or ever. And treat the return itself as data, not proof. One message, however well written, isn't change. Sustainable behavior over time is the only thing that is. Until you see that, the comeback is still part of the pattern, not the end of it. If you have watched my video on love bombing, you already know this person's opening move. Hoovering is often just the same move replayed after silence. The tools are the same. The target is the same. You now know both ends of the pattern. This is Ambra Mind's See What Others Are Not Meant to See. If this hit close to home, what did your hoovering text actually say? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.